A jury selected today in the Michigan trial of Jennifer Crumbley. Remember, she is the mother of the Oxford High School shooter, Ethan Crumbley. She's facing 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter in connection with her son's murder of 4 students back in November 2021. It was the worst school shooting in Michigan's history. Ethan's father, James Crumbley, is set to go to trial on March 5th on the same trial, charge they are being tried separately in this matter. Ethan has already been sentenced to life without parole. Prosecutors accuse that James and Jennifer Crumbley of disregarding their son's mental health and buying him a gun. His mother even allegedly taking him to a shooting range. Now, on the day of the attack, his parents allegedly refused a counselor's request that he be taken home after a teacher found him with a violent drawing of a shooting. Joining me now, jury consultant Richard Gabriel. He is the president of Decision Analysis. I've been eager to talk to you today, Richard, because whenever there is a big jury selection moment, my mind as a trial attorney and prosecutor goes to, who am I arguing my case in front of? Who is it that's going to decide ultimately? You got 12 jurors. There are 5 alternates that have been chosen for the jury today. I think it's 10 women, 7 men, several parents are among them, gun owners. What are your thoughts on this makeup of this jury?
Well, what's interesting, Laura, is that you have this division of men and women. You've got 11 parents. You've got half the jury that are gun owners or were raised with guns. But that only tells part of the story. It's really the attitude of those gun owners and those people that even aren't gun owners towards the responsibilities of people who own guns. What is the nature of the relationship between the parents? What are the rules regarding guns? And that's where the jury selection becomes really interesting. Several of the people there were asked about whether they've taken gun safety classes. And the truth is that jurors will apply their personal experience to create their own rules and then apply that to the evidence of the case, and then obviously filter that through the interpretation of the law. What's most interesting to me on this case is, as you well know from having tried cases, is that jury selection is really about choosing those 2 or 3 people that are going to be your opinion leaders. There's a doctor on there who's seen gunshot victims and has actually known 2 suicide victims. There's 2 engineers, one of whose husband is a lawyer, and all those people are the strength of the jury. That's who I think either side is looking for to lead the charge for them. So it's a very interesting panel.
It really is the opinion leader, the one who is going to be able to, in some ways, lean on or influence and remind people about what is expected of them as jurors and the evidence, and maybe taking away those biases one might come with. This is also the first trial of a parent of a mass school shooter in this country, involuntary manslaughter. I mean, it can be difficult for some jurors perhaps to find her responsible when she didn't actually pull the trigger. That's going to be the real issue for the prosecution here. So talk to me about having parents on this jury. And
Right.
More importantly, at times when somebody is a gun owner and you say has put their own personal experience into it, they may think of themselves as the model citizen or the model parent
Right.
and use that against her.
Yeah, I think that's really true. There was a lot of discussion in the jury selection process about parental responsibility here. And it has to do with what are the rules that you think. And I think that's where each side's going to be looking to a certain type of juror, a certain personality. There are some parents who are like, no, I make the rules in this case in my house, and I make sure that my kids follow them. And I'm tracking my son. Another issue has to do with what was her knowledge of her son's mental state and whether there was foreseeability in terms of his ability to actually do this kind of act. So the parental responsibility is, how well does a juror know their own kids? How well do they apply rules to their kids? And how much in control of their child's behavior, and how well do they monitor their child's behavior? So a lot of that is going to be the personal application of these jurors themselves.
That's such an important point, and how people will see the evidence through their own personal lens, and what would they do if they were in that situation. That's the gift and the curse of a jury of one's peers. Richard Gabriel, thank you so much. Really important, and we'll lean on your insight throughout the trial. Thank you.
Thank you.